Within the world of basketball, an X factor can often be defined as someone who may not always have an incredible performance, but when they're having a great night, they are incredibly valuable to their team's success. Not necessarily the best player on their team, but one that if they're having a great night, it can boost their team's chances of winning quite a bit. The OKC Thunder definitely have one of those. There has been a lot made of the success of the OKC Thunder, and rightfully so. This has been a team that has been incredible. 68 wins in the regular season, and this postseason has been very good for them as well, especially that Western Conference Finals against Minnesota. They looked outright dominant a lot of the time, and especially at home, it's going to be very, very difficult to beat this team. And of course, a lot of the credit goes to the big three of this team. The MVP of the league in SGA, Chet Holmgren, J-Dub. And even beyond that, guys like Isaiah Hartenstein, Alex Caruso, they'll get their flowers. But one guy that I don't think gets brought up enough is Isaiah Joe. And this guy really has the ability to be the secret weapon for the Thunder as they go into the NBA Finals. Because he hasn't got a lot of minutes this postseason. In those conference finals, he only hit double digit minutes twice. But when he's on, this guy can be a game changer. And he's not always on. You can't always count on it. But if he is, it can be a rough night for the other team to try to guard him. Because Isaiah Joe can be a lights out shooter. In game 5 against the Minnesota Timberwolves, a game in which the Thunder would close out the series and advance to the finals, Isaiah Joe had 11 points in only 6 minutes of play. He was 4 for 4 from the field and 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. And yes, you can absolutely say that had came when the teams had pulled their starters. And so with that, Isaiah Joe wasn't facing the toughest defenses. That's absolutely true. However, it was really a showcase of what Joe could do from beyond the arc and do it very, very quickly as well. Because his points to minutes ratio was about 2-1. And obviously, you can't make too much out of a game that was already really decided, in which these numbers did not determine the outcome of the game. But what it does is it shows you the ability of Isaiah Joe and how if he's on, he can be a lights out shooter. And with that, if the Thunder need a bucket in this finals, they could very much go to Isaiah Joe. And it wouldn't necessarily be something that the Indiana Pacers are ready to defend, something that they are prepared for, because of the fact that he doesn't get a lot of minutes. He's not a priority for Indiana's or the Knicks' defensive scheme. But if you get to the point in the playoffs, in these finals in which you just need a little bit of a spark to just be able to get the ball in the basket, Isaiah Joe can do that for you. And when you've got something like that, that's so, so valuable. Especially because, let's say you're playing Indiana. This is a team with a very fast-paced, high-tempo offense. If you need to be able to respond very, very quickly with some instant impact offense, a spark off the bench, Isaiah Joe can offer that for you. And that's not to say that it's going to happen. It may very well not. But to even have the possibility in your back pocket if you're the OKC Thunder, that's a really, really good option to have. This team has a lot of depth to them because that starting five is incredible, absolutely. But they go well beyond that. They go into Alex Caruso, Isaiah Hartenstein, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins. You've got options with this team. And when you get to the NBA Finals, or really any series in the playoffs in which you have to win 4 games, and you can see the opposing team as much as 7 times, a lot of it is a coaching battle. Who can make the right adjustments? And you have to be quick to adapt and be able to make change that is impactful, make quick decisions in order to best shape your ability to win any given game. And it may never happen. The Thunder may never need to make the adjustment. But if I'm the Thunder, one guy who's going to be able to keep up with the Pacers and get you a lot of buckets in a very short amount of time if you're playing Indiana is Isaiah Joe. Now, I talk about all of this impact. Let's talk about Isaiah Joe, the person. Where does this guy come from? He played college at the University of Arkansas, a freshman in the 2018-19 season. And in the 2020 draft, he would be drafted by Philadelphia in the second round. His freshman year, he was named to the SEC All-Freshman team, and he set Arkansas records for three-pointers made in a season and in SEC games. He also led the SEC in three-point field goal percentage. This guy's been lights out for a long time. His sophomore year, he averaged 16.9 points a night, He's had a history of being a hooper for quite a decent amount of time. And for his tenure with the 76ers, he struggled with his efficiency quite a bit. His first season, 36.1% from the field, 36.8% from beyond the arc, so that's pretty solid. But overall, his efficiency left a lot to be desired, averaged 9.3 points a game. But in season two, his efficiency also kind of left a lot to be desired once again. 35% from the field this time, and 33% from beyond the arc. So not very efficient his tenure with the Sixers. And his sophomore year there, he only played 55 games. But after that, he would go to the Thunder, and that's where his role really began to increase. His first year with the Thunder, he played 73 games, and every year since, he has hit above that 70 mark every single time. So he's playing consistently, and his minutes this year are the highest they've ever been at 21.7 a game. And efficiency was a major problem for him early on, but in his tenure with OKC, he has never shot below 44% from the field. And as a guy in the backcourt taking a large portion of your shots from beyond the arc, that's a pretty solid number to have. But his lowest percentage from three, from deep with the OKC Thunder, is 40.9%. Then last season it was 41.6%, and this year it's been 41.2%. He has really found his footing with the Thunder, and that's in some ways to be expected. He's only 25 years old, so with that, he was very, very young when he was in Philly. And so that inefficiency did not define him as a player. He was still developing, and you're really seeing that with the Thunder now. So shout out to Isaiah Joe from his college career in Arkansas to really struggling to find his footing in Philadelphia to now playing on the biggest stage of his career in the NBA Finals and finding a home in Oklahoma City. It's been a great story for him. And if push comes to shove, if the OKC Thunder need some quick buckets and someone that can be lights out from beyond the perimeter, Isaiah Joe could be the X factor for them. And with him not getting a lot of minutes last series, he might not show up on a lot of game film if you're the Pacers or the Knicks. He's certainly not going to be your highest priority in terms of guarding and setting up your defensive scheme. So with that, he could be a secret weapon for the Thunder as well to come in and shell shock whoever they're facing in the championship with his abilities. It's been a great story for Isaiah Joe. And in that past game 5 in the conference finals, yes, it came in moments that were not going to decide the game. The game was already well decided before the first quarter was even over. But those 6 minutes were a showcase of his abilities. And he's absolutely a guy that the Thunder can look to if they need to in this series. And you cannot overlook the value that Isaiah Joe has the potential to bring.